Hey folks, Jim Bell again here. Just got a little project I thought I'd share with the troops out there and folks that are particularly interested in trying to get their garage organized. We just moved to a new property here recently and still trying to get this thing set up in a user-friendly manner so that particularly my wife and daughter, who will help us manage the place, can find things when they need them. So I'm going to show you this project, a little couple of steps involved and not too involved and not too complicated. So hopefully you'll find some benefit. So here's a piece of wood. I actually took a 72 inch, so 6 foot board, and I have to confess, this is not all original. I spent a lot of time looking at Pinterest ideas. It's an amazing tool. And I got some ideas. So basically what I'm doing is I'm creating a tool shelf that is going to end up going right over here. It's going to be parked right above this pegboard. I have 3 or 4 support struts like yay, and it will set right up there. And you can see I'm just about to, I forgot to start this video earlier, but I'm about to, I've cut with my table saw because my my jigsaw just broke. A Craftsman I've had for like 20 plus years actually just broke in the middle of trying to do this. So I used the table saw, and now I'm going to use my vibrating, it's a great tool. I forget what this is called. It's an awesome tool to have in your portfolio of tools, though, and I'll use that to trim these top end pieces out. I was going to use the jigsaw and clean all that up. Just broke on the very first one over here. So that's what I'm about to do, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, folks, Jim Bell here, just continuing this little project. It's a tool organizer that I've made here out of a piece of, it started off being like a 1 by 12 piece of wood here. I cut it, I ripped it down the middle, not quite down the middle. Actually, this is 10 inches. I did some measuring of my tools, my cordless tools like this, and did a little mock-up action, and now I'm mocking up actually before I put this shelf up to see how everything works. I noticed that it's a little less sturdy than I thought. Maybe I made my cuts too deep. But anyway, we'll have some support brackets that come underneath here that will help support a bit. But it's the first time test for me, so we'll see how it goes. But stand by. Okay, folks, so Jim Bell again, continuing this demonstration. So I've got this, it's a 6 foot by 10 inch board. I ripped it to make it that width. It started off as a 6 foot board and by 1, and then I made these cuts on a table saw, and then also used my oscillating saw over here, by Porter cable, to well, actually that, and then I also used some wood chisels like that one right there to do the smallest cuts at the top there to trim those pieces out. I was using this Craftsman jigsaw originally to make the cuts, and it broke in a significant way. I don't think it's repairable. So that's another tool I've got to replace, but I got at least 20 plus years out of that dude, so I'm not too upset. So you can see I've got cordless drill. I've got an cordless impact driver, Ryobi driver in there. Even though I don't have a blade anymore because this bottom piece is broken off. This would be where my jigsaw would go, one of these thinner spots. I've got thin ones that are about 1 inch wide, and then about bigger ones for about 2 inches for things like cordless drills. I've got a stapler here that can go in one of the bigger spots, and I've got a 2 or 3 of those different staplers increasing in size, and then I've got my big impact hammer drill, 1/2 inch impact hammer drill. I don't know if that goes best like that, or maybe like this, or yeah, I don't like that. So the weight needs to be on top. There's no doubt about that. So that might be the way it goes. We'll just have to try it out. Now I've got my various saws in these grooves. I did notice that I could not actually get a well, that'll not quite fit. So I've got 2 more spots on the end that I didn't cut yet because I wanted to experiment a little bit. So I will go ahead and take at least one of these and make it wider so this hacksaw can fit in there, and we'll have a place to put our saws, and they're visible, and you can really see which one you want to grab. This is a thin blade fine cutting saw. This is more of a ripping kind of blade. You can see I left some space there. I wasn't sure about the overall width. So anyway, that's the deal, and I think it's actually going to work pretty darn well. So I'm a little early. I have a little early encouragement with the project. So I'm now going to take all these tools back off and go trim a couple of these out a little wider to get hacksaws in there, and then I will mount this board. And I've got well, I have 3 or 4 of these. I'm gonna put a good size one right up here, and then I'll put 2 smaller ones on the end so the meat of this thing is supported in the middle. I do have a stud underneath here that I'll go into and make sure, and I've got studs on the end as well. So I'll have plenty of support for that puppy. And then I'll still have my pegboard laid out underneath. So stand by and I'll show you the finished product in a little bit. Hey folks, Jim Bell again here. Just wrapping up this little project. So I'm going to show you the final outcome here. Let me pause for a second and flip this thing around so you can see the finished product. So here it is. Installed the shelf above my pegboard, above the workbench here. Kind of a mess still cleaning up and getting it organized again. But anyway, I'm actually pretty pleased with how it came out. I've got cordless drill, cordless impact driver, stapler. I've got space for some more tools here and some that I don't have out yet. We just moved about 2 months ago, so I'm still getting organized and getting my workspace all set up. So anyway, quite happy with the project. If you have any questions or need any guidance, don't hesitate to give me a yell. I'm just kind of a hack at this stuff, but happy to help if I can share any thoughts or advice. Thanks, and have a great New Year's. Talk to you later.